Imara is a specialist early intervention service for children and young people after they've disclosed sexual abuse. We also support the families as well. We have a three-strand process whereby we can support legally throughout the criminal justice process. We can also support in advocacy, which would be anything relating to making things feel a little bit more normal for the client at that time. So that might be school, it might be housing, debt, benefits, jobs, you name it. We also support therapeutically, so we have therapists within the team who can help them to resolve some of the impact of the trauma that the children and young people have been through.
My youngest client at the moment is 3 and my eldest client is 17. We also work with the parents of those children, so they're clients as well. But as far as the direct abuse goes, we would deal with the age of 3 to 17.
We would teach them some strategies around how to cope with flashbacks, memories and thoughts coming into their head that they don't want to think about.
I would deal with more of the practical side, so I might liaise at multi-agency meetings with people like social care, with the SENCO, so the safeguarding lead at the school, and help them to understand how trauma might be affecting the child in school.
I use play therapy because that's what I'm trained in. So everything is through play, and we create, often use a story, or the child will start their play and develop it into a story, and then metaphors begin to develop. So the child would work with a metaphor that will be about what is happening in the brain. They will access parts of their brain, translate it into play, and then they work through it in that way.
We've tried to be as creative as possible with our fundraising. We were encouraged this time around to use crowdfunding for the first time, and were supported by Comic Relief to do that. So they gave practitioners some training in how to access crowdfunding and what sites were best to use.
We have done all sorts, from sponsored onesie walks to gigs to pub quizzes, raffle prizes. We've got some raffle tickets that we're selling at the moment, workshops, things like that. There's no limit to what we would do to try and sort of raise money for a really good cause.
My ultimate goal for the children to be working with is that they weren't sexually abused in the first place, which is hindsight, obviously. My other goal would be that it never happens to them again. My ultimate goal for my work at Imara, as much as my work is about the client base, it would be about spreading the knowledge of sexual abuse to schools, to social care, to environments that we work in. We all get kind of used to working with it because we all know that it happens, and we work with sexual abuse, but it needs to be out there, it needs to be shouted loud, and it needs to be taught to children very, very young, so that they know if it's happening to them it's wrong, and the adults need to know how to respond to the children when they're told that, because we're scared of it as adults. Everybody is scared of being told that.
We can only offer a service like this when children are able to speak out.
If we can openly talk about sexual abuse that isn't a comfortable thing to speak about, then we are reinforcing the idea that it's okay for our young people to speak about sexual abuse.
For every child who manages to disclose sexual abuse, then there's likely to be about 7 children that haven't managed to speak out.
I love working here. Everybody is really cool and everyone has something different to bring.
It's just a nice place to be, without a doubt.
Empowering children and families to recover from the impact of sexual abuse.